Hey guys, Matt here. This is my review of Haywire. This movie is directed by Steven Soderbergh, the man who directed the Oceans trilogy, and this movie stars Gina Carano, Michael Fassbender, Ewan McGregor, Channing Tatum, with Michael Douglas, Antonio Banderas, and Bill Paxton. Now, like many of you, when I saw the trailer to this movie, I thought, okay, we're going to get a Bourne Identity type movie, but with a female, and this should be interesting. And then I got to look at the cast in the movie, and I was like, I can't wait to see this. But then it wasn't till the end of the trailer that I really started to worry. It's when it says the rating. It says rated R, but it says rated R for some violence, and that's when I got scared. So I saw Haywire, and it was very disappointing. There is some violence in the movie, and that's the only actual payoff in this movie, because the rest of it is just really, really slow. And there's just so many things wrong with it. Alright, let me start with the acting. Gina Carano, for those of you that don't know, is a female mixed martial arts star. And her acting in the movie wasn't incredibly great. She reminded me a lot of John Cena, who starred in The Marine, where he was really wooden and really one-dimensional, and, you know, he really wasn't likable. That's the same way with Gina Carano, where, yeah, you want to see her get revenge on, you know, the people that betrayed her, but you really don't care about her. And funny thing is, like Randy Couture, another mixed martial arts guy, in The Scorpion King 2, they actually had to change her voice because her voice is too soft-spoken and just too nice to play a character like this. So they dubbed her voice. But you really can't tell because they did a good job. And then you get the supporting cast of characters, Ewan McGregor as seemingly the man behind it all, behind her whole betrayal, and it didn't really work for him because, yeah, he plays the the Weasley character very well, but not the whole tough guy. Like, there was a fight scene between him and her at the end, and it was like, really? It didn't fit at all. Michael Fassbender, though, really played his role well. He was probably the most believable in the whole movie. Michael Douglas, small role, good actor still. Antonio Banderas didn't have to be in the movie. Bill Paxton, oh, it was great to see Bill Paxton again, because he's one of my favorite actors. And then you have this soundtrack to the movie, which the whole time it's just a repetitive bass line of boom, 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 even during the running and chase scenes. It was like they took the soundtrack from Ocean's 11 with George Clooney and Brad Pitt walking through a hotel lobby and just put it in this movie, and it really didn't work. Because of the low key and really elevator type music, it really brought down the exhilarating and thrilling moments that the movie offered. Now let me get to the fight scenes, which were probably the best part of the movie. Unfortunately, they were too few and far between, but when there was a fight scene, it was really good. I mean, it was unlike anything I'd seen before, because the fight scenes in this movie were realistic. Now, granted, they were a little brutal because she's a female, but she was a tough chick, and I really think that had there been a man in that role, I think the fights would have worked just as well. Now, when there's a fight scene, there's no music playing, and a lot of the shots in this movie are done in one shot. So when there's a fight scene, the camera doesn't pan away, and there's no quick editing to make it, you know, fast-paced and loud and bang, bang, you know, and there's no sound effects to the punches or the slams either, which was really, really good. So because the fight scenes were the only really thing that I can give praise to after seeing this movie, from a rating of a 1 to a 5, I'm going to give it a 2. So, till next time, guys, see ya. One more thing before I forget. If you haven't seen this movie, it's called The Limey with Terrence Stamp and Peter Fonda. If you want to get a good idea of what Haywire's like, check out The Limey, but I say rent it, don't buy it. Don't make the same mistake I did. And it'll give you a good idea of what Haywire's like, because this movie is also by Steven Soderbergh, and the pacing of the movie is exactly the same. It's a revenge story, but it's just really slow and it's very, very underwhelming.